I have big plans for episode 4, you guys. So if you remember from episode 3, I placed down this smelter blueprint. At least back in 1.0, this used to be a fairly beginner-friendly, ratio-efficient smelter setup. So if we could get this somewhat built in, that would be nice, because that could mean we can begin to get more production of iron plate, but also more importantly, any production besides just manually picking up copper plate. So that will be the goal for today, and we'll see what other odds and ends we can get done as far as what things we can get automated from the products of the smelting setup. But for now, since lamps are finished, let's start on some new research. I am going to keep the research cheap like we have been doing. I'm going to start with military for today. And then I'm going to start doing my resource shopping from the very tiny mall I have here. Suck up some iron plate, because I'm definitely going to need that. And I'm going to start crafting by hand as many inserters and splitters I can, because I am going to need that for the smelting blueprints up above. Also going to need a ton of furnaces. I've got belt. We'll need some power poles. And already you can see how long it takes to produce the electronic circuits in the pocket. So that will be another thing we'll want to get automated here very, very soon. To start with, let's head up north now and see how much we can get filled in with what I have so far available to me. So the priority will be, I think, to get the copper plate started. Of course, iron plate is slowly behind. The only reason why it's not the first priority is because I have it at least getting smelted down there in the primitive setup that it is. I do need to get coal branched off. So let's do that here. We'll need underground belts here. And then underground belt there. In fact, because I don't expect this to be a beautiful base, but I do have some issues with having it look okay. So I'm going to move the belt down a little bit, and I like that setup better. Okay, let me see if I could not fuss with the splitters yet for the iron setup. I'm going to make a couple more underground belts, get rid of that for now. I just have to remember to put it in later because we are poor. So let's just do underground belts. There we go, and that can continue onward. We will put in this splitter here, and I think that's the bulk of the really expensive items installed on this blueprint. I hope this is still ratio friendly for what I'm looking to do. Don't actually know. And the only way to find out will be to build it. Oh! That's not what I want. We're going to put a pause to the iron plate, because that will need to join up with another splitter. In fact, we could leave in the ghost like that. There we go. So that almost serves the same purpose. That can now get fixed there. Alright, so let me craft up a bunch of inserters in my pocket. In fact, okay, let's just do all of them. Since I have more furnaces than anything else, I'm going to start with just laying down the line. Then we'll do the power poles. Then hopefully we have some inserters that I can place down. And do I expect this whole thing to be built maybe in this episode? Not necessarily. But even if we just have like a small fraction of this filled in, it'll be better than nothing. And better than what I had before. Okay, that is the furnaces for the copper plate setup done. Now we can install the iron plate ones. There's the first row done. Should be 24 each side to equal 48 to produce one fully smelted yellow belt of that product. And I'm missing one furnace. I could make it by hand, which I will instead of going back down. All right. Next thing we will do, power poles. And then let's not forget I have to place the belt too. That's something I have a decent amount of as well. And as you can see, I'm still producing those green circuits in my pocket. Alright, that is one row of the poles done. I think I'm going to need more. I think that is power poles done. I have 51 inserters. That's not going to be enough. But I'll start placing what I have. Alright, that is looking okay for copper. I might save the rest of my inserters for now for the iron plate smelter just below. That way I have at least some of each product coming in, and then we can work on making a tiny little bus nearby as well. Let's finish the top row now for the copper and the coal. There we are. And let's give it some power, even though I'm still working on filling things in. Having it just work in the background would be very nice. And there is power. We should see a bit of product coming on here soon, which we do. Good. That is our first bit of copper plate. I'm going to suck up what we have because I do need every bit of it to make the inserters I need for the iron plate now. And it looks like I need to go get more iron anyway. So I'm going to go do that because I can't finish filling in, or at least starting most of the iron smelting without more iron. So we'll suck this up and head back up to the top. And no need to pick up furnaces. I can place that last one down up at the copper one. Although I'll put in the automation packs while I'm down here. So I have 19 inserters to play with. That's not a whole lot. I will continue to craft some by hand. It's very time consuming, and green circuits will be one of the first things I automate. Although maybe even before green circuits we'll do, I don't know, something else. We'll see. Time will tell. Here's going to be the output line for the iron plate in the middle. I still need to make that splitter for this section over here. I thought I could get away with not doing it, but I guess I can't. This will come here on the outside. And back to filling in power poles, which I need more of as well. Power poles installed. Last thing to place are the inserters. I only have 9 left. I'm trying to make a couple more by hand. And there we go. We need to join this up with power. Oh, no, but we need to join it up with coal. That's right. We need to fill in 2 more splitters. One goes here, and then I forgot about the one I kind of got rid of, which will go right here. Now if we join up the belt like that, we'll see the coal begin to split off like so. I am going to get rid of the coal in my inventory though, clean up some of the stuff with my copper in my inventory too. And we're looking so much better already than whenever we started. So instead of continuing to make a bunch of inserters by hand, which granted I still will do, I think now let's figure out where this little bus is going to be going. I want to continue it from west to east. Still no biters in the nearby area, and in fact, my pollution cloud is not hitting anything yet. So I'm still in okay shape as far as like not having to worry about immediate defenses or anything like that. I will have to branch off coal again if I want coal a part of the bus, which of course I do. We'll need a couple more underground belts too, just to get past this area. In fact, we'll join it like this, kind of like we have over there. And let's prioritize this going to the left for now, so that way it always goes into the smelting setup, and then it will go on to the rest of the bus. And I'm needing more belt, but we'll see how far this can get me. But we'll join this up with iron plate and copper plate. And for once in my life, I want to give myself some room. That's not always been something I'm good at. Let me not forget to put in this rest of the line. So I don't need to give myself a ridiculous amount of room, but I'm definitely known for spaghetti in addition to some beautiful bases. And maybe just a couple tiles between each product would be a nice thing for once. So let's leave iron plate there. And let's leave a 2 gap in between each product for now, which seems like overkill for me. I'm used to just joining everything up on its, like, butted up against everything else. So I'm trying to think of what I want on the bus. I want, at least like in this very early game where we're just getting up and running, I want some iron gear wheels. I want green circuits, of course, and stone, which we'll need to get some stone up here too. Eventually, of course, we'll need steel, but I think that's probably more like to the late early game or maybe like early mid game. So I'm gonna grab some more belt, and in the meantime we'll craft an assembler or two so we can start crafting some new assembly of things, automation of things, the green circuits like I want on the bus, all of that good stuff. Heading back up north, and you can already see mining has slowed down. We'll have to increase that at some point, but first things first. Let's fill that in at least so it's even. Okay, so first thing I probably need to prioritize is green circuits. So I'm actually going to give myself even more room than anticipated. So let's do, actually no. I wanted to do maybe assemblers here in the middle and then branch out the iron to that, but I'm going to leave my bus how it was. And then we'll do a separate branch of just the iron plate and green circuits maybe in a line upwards here or something like that. That might be a little bit more organized than what I was wanting to do, which frankly is a good thing. So let's do, maybe we do iron gear wheels here. And then we can do green circuits here, coming from the top. So if we have green circuits as an output here, we'll use that as a placeholder. That means we need the assembler here and assembler here. And I'm kind of working backwards. Usually I would start with thinking where my copper wire is going, but instead I am thinking where the output's going. So, which that already isn't right. Because we need, it's a 3 copper wire assembler to 2 electronic circuit assemblers, or at least that used to be the old ratio. I'm assuming it's the same. Haven't checked yet. Start thinking about power. Put in the recipes. This will be green circuits. This will be the copper. This is my little bus. So that means we need iron plate to branch off here. Oh, no. We need iron to go up there. Shoot. You know what? That is okay. What we can do is have iron plate go up north. That's what we'll do. It just means we need to move the copper plate line. So this will now become where iron branches off. Like that. Have this go up. Have this go down. And since I like uniformity, we're going to change the coal to be in line with the copper as well. Okay, so I think this is a tileable setup. assuming we can put in the inserters for the copper wire. One each for now. Copper plate does have to go here. We'll want that split off too so it can continue on the bus as planned. Like that. All right. Looking better already. Yay, we have our first green circuits automated. And I think you can see my vision, how I mean when this is tileable, we could literally just continue this on kind of indefinitely like that. In fact, maybe we should. Let's already start thinking about that. Because certainly one tile of this is not going to be enough. Whoops. But I will have to clear a bunch of trees, it looks like, to make more room for this. But we can continue that on upwards. So that's nice that I'm not limiting myself in any specific way like I normally do. I'm already learning from past poober mistakes. Get rid of these trees for now. Although we may want to keep some trees to help with the pollution absorption so it doesn't travel as far to the nearby biter nest up there. And I already need to pick up more iron plate, more green circuits. And I think what we'll do, since I'm poor right now, is have these go into a box for my own personal use. Continue that upwards. And we're close to not having to make inserters by hand. I think at this point we have the green circuits made, of course, and inserters just take, what is it, gear wheels and iron plates? Gear wheels would be nice to get on the bus next. We already have iron plate on the bus, of course. So after that, we're at least in pretty good shape of automating at least the rest of the things for filling in the blueprint over here. You know, and it might help to automate power poles too. One more power pole ought to do it. And one inserter over here. Oh, and the one hidden right there. Okay, so that's 2 tiles worth of these green circuits coming in. Let's continue the bus onward. Pick up more plate. Make a couple underground belts. So this is the line I was thinking of for iron gear wheels, and I'm putting that next to iron plate because a lot of the time things that require iron plate also require iron gear wheels, like the inserters, for example. So we'll continue this a ways down. Same with that. Now same with the green circuits. So for iron gear wheels, I think we'll kind of continue the same process where we'll just branch off from the main bus. For things that require more production, I think we'll have up here at the top. And then for automation of things like assemblers or the inserters or things like that, or basically just the mall type products, I think we'll have down here at the bottom. So for big assembly at the top, small assembly bottom. Iron gear wheels. So that is easy. We can have the output travel just adjacent to the green circuit production. Get rid of this belt since I don't need that. That's just a placeholder. That can go there. Oh, I'm so sick of crafting by hand. I can't wait to get out of this stage of the game. This will go here. This branches off now. Oh, no, I need one more. One more over. Like that. There we go. Now that can go into iron gear wheels. We need an output. And then it will be on the bus. Build the stuff in my pocket for the belt, or the underground belt. Continue the bus. Since I like it all lined up, I like to continue everything once we start something new. Put in the recipe. and put in power. And it's as easy as that. So obviously we can continue that upwards as well. I won't worry about improving that yet. The point was just to at least get something started. That should be producing, which it is. We're getting some iron gear wheels already. So now we can talk about doing the first automation of things on this section of the map besides the belt that we had down there at the bottom. So first thing, probably assemblers, which I need to craft in my pocket anyway. And then hopefully that's the last time we'll have to craft in the pocket. So let's start assemblers right here. So assemblers, we need green circuits. In fact, I'm going to change that to an underground there for the green circuits. We'll do a splitter here instead. Underground and belt a couple of those things. And I can't see anything, so let's get rid of a couple of these trees. That is a downside to planning on building in a forest, is you do have to get rid of the forest eventually. Okay, so this becomes assemblers. Green circuits we have, and then it'd be cool if I could just join up the iron gear wheels and the iron plate onto a shared splitter. Let's see if I can do that in the limited space I have. Although, the more splitters I use, the more expensive it is. I may need to underground that there. Underground that here. Not quite what I was thinking. How many do I need of each? So I need primarily iron plates, so what if I join the gear wheels and the green circuits? That's what I'll do. Okay, change of plans. This will continue forward, because I'm always trying to think about where the bus continues. This needs to go on the other side of the belt. Meanwhile, iron plate will come through here. We'll use a normal inserter for that. And actually, we can use a normal inserter for the green circuits too. We'll give that power. And iron gear wheels. Ah. Okay. A little bit more bulky than I was intending, but that does solve the problem. We'll finish the bus. We'll finish the output. We'll put a little box just nearby. Give it more power. And yes, we finally have assemblers automated. We'll cap that off at 2. We'll finish carrying on the bus. And I think with the little that we have automated, we're in a good place to end today's episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me for episode 4. I hope you'll join me for episode 5, where I think we'll be able to finish filling in the smelting blueprint over here, as well as continue more automation, of course.